Hey there, today we're gonna cook up some Thai-style peanut chicken with chilies, lime, and fresh herbs. So stick around and let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health. We are joined by a very special guest from NYU Langone Hospital, Brooklyn, Chief of Surgery, Dr. Akuezunkpa. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's gonna be fun.
So, we are gonna make a simple and easy one-pot Thai-style peanut chicken with chilies, lime, and fresh herbs. We chose this recipe for its incredibly vibrant flavors, and it's also nutrient-dense and packed with vitamins and minerals. So, Dr. Welcome, you see a lot of patients that are interested in losing weight. Are they constantly asking you for food advice?
Absolutely, that's their number one question. They're interested not just in food that is healthy, but also food that tastes good, because there's a concern that the healthier it is, that it's not going to be fun to eat.
Sure. I mean, and that's ultimately the primary goal of our Cooking for Wellness segment, is to try to teach patients how delicious and approachable and, as well as nutrient dense food can be. So let's get started. Okay, Dr. Welcome.
Yes.
Add a little bit of olive oil to our pot.
Okay.
The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start browning our chicken. So we have antibiotic-free lean chicken breast, and we coated it with just a little bit of whole wheat flour in the place of the cornstarch. Browning the meat, the chicken in the pan, allows the flavors to develop. Dr. Welcome, how do you separate the advice you give patients for short-term weight loss versus overall healthy diet and lifestyle?
So we always talk to patients in terms of lifestyle changes that they need to make, and our goal is to not have it be short term, which is why they end up coming to me. So if we can get our patients to sort of change their habits and stick to those habits, so it becomes as natural as, for example, as washing your face and brushing your teeth every morning.
Sure.
Then I think that they'll be able to sustain their weight loss after surgery.
Yeah, I think it's almost like helping them understand that they may be asking or thinking they're looking for short-term weight loss, but ultimately we have to teach them for the long-term plan.
Correct. And especially for people who maybe, it took 3 or 4 or 10 years sometimes to gain weight, the expectation that you'll lose it in a month is unrealistic.
Sure. So once our chicken is nice and lightly brown, we're gonna actually remove it from the pot. Leave it on this. And we are going to add some shallots. We have some red bell peppers. We have lemongrass. We keep it whole.
Okay.
We basically just smack it up. You take a spoon or a knife and just kind of bust it open. Okay. It allows the flavors and the aromatics to kind of release a little bit. And once we get that, once our vegetables are nice and starting to soften, we just add it whole right to the pot.
Wow.
We have some Anaheim chilies, so a little bit on the spicy side, and some fresh grated ginger and garlic. So this recipe it's just really designed to maximize super intense flavors with, raw vegetables. So that's my favorite style of cooking. So Dr. Welcome, maximizing nutrients and really paying super close attention to your ingredients it's a very different cooking style than just counting calories. How does that apply to your patients? Is that something you consider?
Oh, absolutely. I think what we tell people is that ideally don't bring anything unhealthy into your home. So if you know that all you have are healthy food options, healthy snack options, then when you do snack, you can do so without feeling guilty and knowing that you're not, affecting your health.
That's great advice. As we finish cooking up our vegetables, I just want to touch base on these ingredients. Once again, we're using peanut butter in this recipe. We source the peanut butter where it is pure peanuts. Single ingredient, just peanuts and sea salt. We pulled out the corn syrup out of this recipe. We're using a local raw honey in the place. And the soy sauce, low sodium. Anytime you're able to find low sodium soy sauce, in my opinion, honestly, most soy sauces are too salty, even if you're not watching your sodium intake.
I agree.
So I love getting the flavor of the soy sauce with the reduced sodium. We also are using a low-fat coconut milk, and in this case, we made our own chicken stock. I mean, I understand that's not realistic in most cases, but like we always tell you, if you're gonna buy chicken broth or chicken stock from the grocery store, look for the low sodium version, because that also could actually ruin a recipe with salt. As you reduce the chicken stock, the salt will become too intense.
I see. Becomes concentrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood.
Let's go ahead and let's use our coconut milk first, because that'll prevent these other smaller ingredients from burning. Some peanut butter. We have some Thai fish sauce, which is just, it's such an intense flavor. It's made from fermenting anchovies, and you just can't, it's very unique and very intense.
Yeah, I can smell that.
Has the low sodium soy sauce and the local honey. I'll go ahead and help you add.
Thank you.
Stir as I add this stock. Another great thing about this recipe, apart from the knife cuts, which could technically be done a little bit ahead of time, it's very quick. Like the actual time cooking is super fast. So it's definitely a weeknight meal. You could easily take, from start to finish in under an hour. All right, so we're just gonna wait and allow that to come up to a boil, reduce the heat, and just let it simmer for 15 minutes is fine. We're ready to add the chicken back in, finish it up. Continue to simmer for another 5 or 10, good to go. We prepared some basic jasmine rice. Okay, so we're ready to plate. Take a little bit of rice, I'm excited.
Me too.
Actually, one of the most fun part of this recipe too is the garnishes. I had some toasted, crushed peanuts. Nice crunch.
Delicious.
Yeah.
More protein.
Yep, got it. Some fresh cilantro leaves.
Of course.
Some fresh scallions as well. And lime. Ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
This is delicious.
Good work. So there you have it, a delicious and flavorful dish with a real focus on every single ingredient. Dr. Welcome, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts?
Absolutely. When can I come back next?
Oh, there you go. Anytime, you're always welcome.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Please join us for more episodes of Cooking for Wellness on the NYU Langone Health YouTube page.